recording in 3, 2, 1. All right. What is your name and what city you reppin'?
My name is Nadia, aka NRGY. I'm repping East Hartford, Connecticut. A60, you already know.
CT?
CT.
All right, cool. So you are bringing a different vibe that has never been present at a More Music, Less Violence interview or event. So you're bringing poetry. So what does poetry mean to you?
Poetry is everything. Poetry is in our music. Poetry is in things that we can't articulate to say. And so it's really just an outlet for me and for others to express themselves, to bring healing is usually, you know, what comes out of my pieces. But at the same time, finding your path to healing doesn't always mean that every piece you read you're going to feel better or someone else is going to feel better, but it might be that stepping stone. So poetry is really just like the door that opens doors.
So what got you into poetry?
Okay, so I actually been writing since I was younger. I was the student to write in my journal too much of my family's business, and I like to tell stories. So not until college and my undergrad, I started getting into poetry and playing around with it. Mainly during the pandemic, I started really getting into spoken word and practicing my cadences, and I just got really passionate about that and feeling the energy on the stage. I was formerly a band geek, so the stage is not something new to me. First trumpet, I did jazz band, marching band. I went to band camp.
You went to band camp?
Yeah, it's one of those.
So would you ever go to writing camp since now you're a poet?
I actually would. I like to see how different styles, like how many different styles there are out there. Workshops are very cool to me. And it also reminds me like to boost my confidence just because someone else is different or a different vibe may be wanted in certain rooms that I'm in. It's okay to be myself and like my style. I can still learn from them. So I definitely would do a writing camp or a workshop.
You said it's a fact that you just came straight from a performance.
Yes.
Speak on that and how was that experience?
Oh, that was amazing. So today's Black Solidarity Day. I was at Union College. I'm a program coordinator there. So I got to perform for my students today. The performance was amazing. I talked about Black Lives Matter pieces, victims, but you know, I don't like to stay in the trauma in any of my pieces. So I flipped it and talked about, you know, coming together as a unit, not just for non-people of color, but for our own communities, holding ourselves accountable and, you know, keeping us alive, literally, through my words and on the streets. So that was amazing. I definitely wrote a last-minute piece, but it was fire. You guys most likely will hear it if you come up to the show. So,
all right,
yeah.
I gotta pop out. When you hear More Music, Less Violence, what comes to mind?
More music, less violence. What comes to mind is definitely in terms of stanzas, getting into my poet mind. Just giving room for more bars and less bars, if you know what I'm talking about. So, so you know, even if you don't consider yourself a creative or an artist or a writer, it's just getting into that whatever your outlets are to keep us alive. That's really all I'm passionate about. Marginalized communities. Violence is something, you know, it just never ends, and we can't all fix the world tomorrow. Rome was not built in a day. But when I hear more music, less violence, it's just like tap into your creative, tap into that outlet that brings you peace, and that's like gonna set the example for others. You know, put it all in the music, put it all in your writing.
Yeah. So now I heard you got a book on the way in 2022.
Yes, first to hear it. So it will be a book of poems. It's going to be called Wade. I am a Pisces, so I thought that was really interesting. Some of my famous pieces have to do with a playoff of Nemo and Just Keep Swimming, and that's how I keep myself motivated and keep myself up despite traumas and stuff like that. So you can expect that to come out probably end of February, early March, and it's going to be a timeline coming back to shore of my life and how I stayed afloat.
Yeah. All right, so see you at the show November 7th. More Music, Less Violence.